So I'm sure you've all seen elderly people walking all hunched over. That space, that hip flexor psoas, the front of the thigh, psoas muscle runs up along the spine. Very easy for that space to shorten up as you get older, especially when you spend a lot of time sitting, or if you do a job where you spend a lot of time bending over, being folded in half, and really not getting that space open during the day. So we're going to move into a series that will take that space a little bit deeper. You might want to go back and do the lunge series really quick before we move into this. This is a space that needs a little bit of warmth for it. So you can do a quick lunge series, you can do a couple of sun salutations, and then come back and move into this if you'd like to. I want you to make sure that you're really careful, you're not pushing too far forward. So find a space that works for you. Healthy edge means no pain, but it's also not too easy. And you're going to find that probably one side works a little different or better, I should say maybe, than the other side. So you need to make sure you make adjustments here. So let's get started. Hands and knees first. We'll work with that right foot coming in front first. You want to have that right foot over towards the edge of your mat, and you're going to extend the left leg behind you. Now, if that means that you're working up here and that's the space that you're in, that's fine. If you need to, you can work with your brick here. So bring the floor up to you. If you can't get your hands down to the floor, bring the floor up to you. You can work with one brick, you can work with a brick on either side, but since we're working with the arm inside, you can find your brick, should be just fine right here on the inside. You want to make sure that you're working with a deep inner spiral for this thigh. So you can pick that knee up, rotate that space in a little deeper. You want to keep your right knee and your right shoulder next to each other as we move. We're going to drop down onto the forearms. So again, bring the floor up to you. If you can't get your forearms down to the floor and be comfortable, work with your forearms on your brick. So you're working with both inner thighs rotating in towards each other. Knee and shoulder close to each other on the right side. And if you can make it all the way down to the floor, you're relaxing and releasing here. So you're really letting that thigh come down and out from the body, releasing long behind you. Breathe. Breathing into and out from what you're feeling. Never, never, never hold your breath. Holding your breath equals holding on, clenching, tightening up. We're all about making it loose, open, breath flowing. A couple more breaths here. Pressing up through your palms. You can walk that right foot in a little closer. Taking your right hand on your shin underneath your knee. Take your left hand to the top of your foot. And once again, we're going to release down to our forearms. So if you need to, work with your brick. You can put your brick right underneath there and release down right here. If you're working with your hand on the top of your foot, releasing down, I want you to get that nice deep rotation for the upper body in towards that right thigh. Long, slow, deep inhalations and exhalations. Really let that breath flow. You're really working to get that rotation happening from the belly, deep in the belly, to roll that body towards that inner thigh. Bringing your hands down to the floor, press yourself up. Draw that right knee back to join the left. Step that left foot forward. Working with the left foot over towards the edge of your mat. Bring that left hand inside. Pick up that right knee. Let that rotation happen a little deeper. And pay attention. Does this side need to be a little closer? Maybe you can work a little farther away. Again, keeping the left knee close to the left shoulder. With your exhale, relaxing the forearms down to the floor or to your brick. You can work with pillows, blankets, whatever you need to make sure that floor comes up to you. Breath flowing Long, slow, deep inhalations and exhalations. Pressing up through the palms. Walk that foot a little closer in. Left hand moving to your shin right under your knee. Right hand moving to the top of your foot. Releasing down to your forearm. Whether that's on the floor or on your brick, doesn't matter. And I want you to let that upper body rotate in towards the inner left thigh. Moving deeply into that front of the thigh, a little bit into the rotator on the outer hip. A couple of more breaths. Bring your hands down to the floor, press yourself up. Go ahead and draw that left knee back to join the right. Let's move back into child's pose. In child's pose, relaxing your breath into the back side of the body, softening your belly with your exhale. Relax your hips back towards your heels. Let that breath just flow. And go ahead and press yourself up. And now you should be ready to go out and kick up your heels.